Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin is the family guy we've got. He's loud, reckless, and hilariously idiotic, yet somehow a functioning, or more accurately, non-functioning husband, father, and occasional employee. He's an Irish-Mexican hybrid thanks to his mother's failed abortion attempt. His intelligence is below rock bottom, and his sense of responsibility is practically non-existent. As a husband, he is...
Gretchen, I am already moderately relative. I am married.
Yeah, married to Lois. Though their marriage is a never-ending cycle of Peter's stupidity pushing her to the brink, but she stayed with him. As a father, he's a nightmare, bullying Meg, enabling Chris's idiocy, and putting Stewie's life at risk once blowing up a hospital to stop a vaccination. His friendships with Quagmire, Cleveland, and Joe are built on shared stupidity, and his lifelong rivalry with Ernie the Chicken has caused citywide destruction all over an expired coupon.
And that nice chicken outside gave me this coupon.
I'm sorry, this is expired.
You son of a...
But with this way Peter turned out, reckless, impulsive, and drowning in beer, it's no surprise that his father was an even bigger piece of work. Francis Griffin. Francis Griffin was Peter's strict Irish Catholic stepfather. As a die-hard Irish Catholic, he despised Lois for not being an Irish rose and even dismissed the Pope when he approved their marriage. His constant disapproval didn't just make Peter miserable, it also tanked his own marriage to Thelma as they got divorced. He once baptized Stewie with tainted holy water.
There's no such thing as tainted holy water. Come on, we'll do it ourselves. Stewie Griffin, I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
And Space Ghost.
What are you doing? Oh my God, this is almost as bad as my bath with Kathy Bates.
When Peter started a religion called the Church of Fonz, Francis tried to sabotage it, but it later turned out that he was the last practicing follower of Fonzism. And this is usually the way with Francis. Like when he hated the Pope only to end up becoming the Pope's special assistant. But his story ended the way most things with Peter do. A drunken unicycle accident took him out. Though that didn't stop him from haunting Peter to just call him a fat, stinking drunk from beyond the grave.
But the only way I could ever impress him is if I was a fat, stinking drunk.
Peter, you are a fat, stinking drunk.
What?
You're a fat, stinking drunk.
Yes, from what he's told us, that's right on the money.
That is a title Peter definitely deserves. However, Peter's drunkenness is traced to his real father, Mickey McFinnigan. Mickey McFinnigan is Peter's biological father, revealed in Peter's Two Dads after a hypotherapy session uncovers memories of Francis denying paternity. Peter tracks Mickey down in Ireland, where he finds him in the town drunk with a talking sheep named O'Brien, mirroring Peter's dynamic with Brian. To prove their relationship, Peter challenges Mickey to a drinking contest and wins, earning his father's approval. Mickey shares many of Peter's traits, including his reckless and slobbish ways and love for alcohol, making it clear where Peter gets his reckless nature. And just like Peter has his father to trace his stupidity to, the same goes for Chris Griffin. Chris Griffin is basically Peter 2.0, just with more insecurity. He's awkward, bad with girls, and clings to the one woman in his life who doesn't totally hate him, his mom. And somehow, he has a full-on crush on her, and once dated a girl just because she looked like Lois.
New girlfriend?
Yeah, you remember that girl Lindsay I told you about? Well, I asked her out and now we are dating. Lindsay, this is my mom.
Despite his lack of common sense, Chris has surprising talents. He's a decent artist, even getting the chance to go pro before throwing it away for his family.
Don't forget this. Maybe you can hang it in your office.
Son, I'll put it someplace where everyone can see it.
Give you $1,000 for what you have in the back.
Academically, he's hopeless, and socially, Chris is a mess. The second he gets a taste of popularity, things get dark. When Meg was presumed dead, he kidnapped her just to hold on to his social status.
What is it?
Let's talk about it in the van.
Chris? What are you doing? Let me out!
Sorry, Meg, but I can't let you come home just yet. I'm too popular now.
His gullibility doesn't help either. He once got tricked into sending an inappropriate picture, which landed him on a sex offender list.
Now, today we have a new member, Giggity, Chris G.
Hi, Chris.
Chris idolizes Peter, which explains his terrible decision-making. He takes his dad's awful advice from financial scams to dating tips.
What do you think you're doing?
What?
You, a man, are cleaning up a mess made by Anna, a woman, that she, also a woman, spilled on you, a man.
So?
In the future, he ends up marrying a controlling and physically abusive wife.
Everybody, sorry we're late.
Stop f***ing apologizing. You sound like a f***ing woman.
I suppose one of you has to. Oh, what a nice blouse, Vanessa.
But while Chris is dumb, the youngest Griffin, Stewie, is the complete opposite. Stewie Gilligan's Stewie Griffin is a lot. A genius baby with the voice of a British aristocrat, the mind of a supervillain, and the attention span of, well, a baby. He calls Peter the fat man and refuses to acknowledge Lois as his mother, probably because she interrupts his world domination plans with diaper changes.
Excellent. The mind control device is nearing completion.
Stewie, I said no toys at the table.
Damn you, vile woman! You've impeded my work since the day I escaped from your wretched womb.
Oh, don't pout, honey.
Despite being 1 year old, Stewie is the smartest character in Family Guy, which isn't saying much. He's built time machines, mind control devices, and killer robots, but Lois still treats him like an average infant, fueling his long-running obsession with murdering her. He once even succeeded, except it was just a simulation.
Well, you said I didn't have it in me to kill Lois, so I was just running a simulation to find out exactly how killing her and taking over the world would play out for me.
Yeah? How'd that go?
Not well, Brian. Not well.
But murder isn't his only crime. Stewie has racked up an impressive rap sheet dabbling in robbery, carjacking, and even loan sharking, torturing Brian over an unpaid debt.
Where's my money? Yeah, you got money to pay for fake mustaches, huh? Yeah. How much you pay for that fake mustache?
$2.99.
Ironically, Brian is also his closest companion. They've been best friends, bitter enemies, and, at times, an old married couple. When Brian died, Stewie was so heartbroken he traveled back in time just to save him.
Brian, look out! What the hell? You're alive, my friend! What? Of course I'm alive. What the hell's going on here? Brian.
Other than his bond with Brian, his love life is as weird as he is. He's had crushes on girls, boys, and most disturbingly, his stuffed bear Rupert. At one point, he even cloned himself because one evil Stewie wasn't enough.
What?
Oh my God.
Good Lord! I am a genius!
What is it?
His most humiliating moment was meeting his 45-year-old future self, a pathetic virgin, all because of a childhood near-drowning incident. Naturally, Stewie went back in time to fix it.
Don't press that! Future 35-year-old virgin! Fran! What the devil? Yes, I did it!
Doing this, Stewie rewrites the future, but his future also came very close to being completely erased by no one other than his half-brother, Bertram. Bertram is Stewie's long-lost, artificially conceived half-brother, born from a sperm bank mix-up that made Peter Griffin his biological father. Despite being related by blood, Bertram was never truly part of the Griffin family. His only real connection was to Stewie, but this doesn't make them friends. The two became bitter rivals, fighting for dominance even before birth.
My thoughts exactly.
When Bertram was eventually born, their rivalry escalated into a full-scale war over control of a playground. It didn't end there. In his final and most ambitious scheme, Bertram set out to erase Stewie from existence by assassinating Leonardo da Vinci, one of Stewie's ancestors.
Mia, what is this?
Leonardo da Vinci, I presume?
Who are you, a little lisping baby?
Your assassin, you overrated caricaturist!
Though Bertram successfully carried out his attack, he was ultimately defeated when Stewie killed him with a crossbow.
Hey, Bertram, what's your favorite kind of bottled water? Mine's Arrowhead.
Stewie Cruise. Stewie Cruise is Stewie Griffin's cousin. He appeared as a guest on the Oprah Winfrey Show where he dramatically declared his love for Katie Holmes and revealed his sexuality, all with the over-the-top energy of a sugar-fueled child throwing a tantrum.
All right, let's get out of here. Oh, God, I feel more delirious than my cousin, Stewie Cruise. I'm in love with Katie Holmes! I'm in love with Katie Holmes! I'm not gay! Go see my new movie! I'm in love with Katie Holmes! I'm not gay!
Stewie Cruise isn't the only Stewie Griffin version there is. There's also Quark Griffin. Quark Griffin, Stewie's cousin, was mentioned in Stewie Griffin and the Untold Story and is supposedly a Ferengi, suggesting the Griffins might have some unexpected extraterrestrial lineage.
I'm watching your every move, Quark, so don't think you can get away with any law breaking.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I mean it. You'll have me to deal with.
Ooh, I'm really scared.
I could more
Thelma Griffin. Thelma is Peter's chain-smoking, gambling-loving mother. She raised him mostly alone while enduring Francis's abuse. She left Francis for Tom Tucker, then left him too. She revealed Peter's real father was Mickey McFinnigan, and that Peter was technically an illegal immigrant.
But you weren't born in America. You were born in Mexico.
What?
When I found out that your real father was a drunken Irishman, I went to Mexico.
After moving to a nursing home, she died of a stroke. Peter honored her last wish by burying her with her cat by having it put down. Despite her absence, her legacy lingers, from Peter's birth secrets to his childhood trauma. After her death, his estranged sister Karen visited, reminding Peter how their parents let her bully him. Lois Griffin. Lois Griffin is the daughter of the wealthy Carter Pewterschmidt, but she chose a different life. She fell in love with and married Peter, who was lazy and always causing problems. Their relationship isn't perfect, but they do their best to make it work, even when Peter ignores everything she says.
Peter, how can we afford this?
Let's just say the car was a steal.
Say that again.
The car was a steal.
This time without winking.
The car was a steal. Wink.
Peter.
Look, Lois, we had a broken car, I did something, and now we have a new car.
Lois criticizes her family's bad choices, but makes plenty herself. She's been a thief, fighter, gambler, and even a crime boss. She tries harder than Peter as a parent, but still falls short, especially with Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
Well, I didn't say anything.
You just did. Your voice, it's cluttering up my space. Get out. But get out of my house.
She's not exactly fond of the family dog Brian, and once straight up executed him for drinking her wine.
I thought you were going to do some kind of Godfather murder on me.
Oh, Brian, I don't watch mafia movies, but I did see Fargo.
Huh?
That said, she did marry Brian when she thought Peter was dead.
Who was there for you?
Honey, I'm home. Peter, you're alive.
Brian?
The marriage was, however, annulled when Peter returned. Lois has her own insecurities too. When she felt overwhelmed by clutter, she didn't just clean the house, she got rid of everything, including her family.
Well, that does it. I got rid of all the clutter. I made order out of chaos.
For all her flaws, Lois is still, at her core, a devoted mother and wife. She puts up with Peter's nonsense, tries her best with her kids, and somehow keeps the household running, most of the time. Tmas Griffin. Tmas Griffin, Chris's stillborn twin, is the forgotten holiday-themed sibling. As Lois casually reveals in Don't Be a Dickens at Christmas, both boys were named after Christmas, though poor Tmas never got to celebrate one.
I love this time of year. You know, Chris, you and your stillborn twin Tmas were named after Christmas.
Brian Griffin. Brian Griffin, the Griffin's talking dog, was born on a Texas farm before being adopted by Peter. Originally Peter's best friend, he later formed a much stronger bond with Stewie, joining him on wild, ridiculous adventures like replacing Santa Claus or time traveling. Brian is an atheist and considers himself intelligent and cultured, but his life is full of failures. His writing career flopped, his police dog stint ended in cocaine addiction, and his love life is a mess. He's obsessed with Lois, ruins most relationships, and lost his longest girlfriend, Jillian, to another man.
I'm sorry, but I'm in love with Derek now.
I see. And you really feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, he's everything I have.
Underneath his arrogance, Brian feels lost. He once admitted to Stewie that he even keeps a gun in a safety deposit box in case he ever decides to end it all.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What about all that liberal crap you're always spewing about stricter gun regulations? You even cried after Columbine.
I keep it in case I ever want to commit suicide, okay?
Wow. Oh my God, you're serious?
Brian also has a bitter feud with Quagmire and has died multiple times, only to keep coming back. But when he died, the family had replaced him with someone else. Vinny was the Griffin's temporary Brian replacement. He's a street-smart, tough-talking dog with a pussy hound reputation and a hint of cat DNA. He wins Peter over with his charm.
Hey you, green pants. I hear you're looking for a dog or something.
Oh, finally, someone who sounds like they went to college. Hi, I'm Peter.
Vinny.
Oh, Vinny, like the poo. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So what's your story?
Well, you know, I'm just a regular guy.
Stewie at first resists Vinny until he learns Vinny also lost someone and realizes they need each other.
Hey, maybe I was meant to find these guys. Maybe we were meant to be together.
You know what, Vinny? I'm starting to think that may be true.
Bring it in, Stewie.
Sadly, when Stewie time travels to save Brian, Vinny is erased from their lives. However, before Brian was replaced with Vinny when he died, when he was alive, the family once got him a replacement. New Brian. New Brian was brought in to replace Brian after Peter thought Brian was getting too old. Friendly and talented, he quickly became a family favorite, singing karaoke with Lois, writing songs for Peter, and even helping Chris and Meg. However, his presence made Brian feel unwanted, leading him to move out. Stewie, missing old Brian, did not take kindly to new Brian's presence at all, especially his treatment of Rupert.
Nobody likes me. No, we don't. We don't like your cooking, your stupid karaoke nights, and we especially don't like the way you hump that chair in the den. Well, Rupert seems to like my humping. What did you say? Rupert. Humped him for 2 hours yesterday.
He confronted and ultimately killed him off screen. He then faked a suicide note, and the Griffins, though briefly shocked, happily welcomed Brian back. But Brian's not the only Griffin family member that was made to feel unwanted. Meg Griffin. Meg Griffin is the most overlooked and mistreated member of the Griffin family. She's constantly ignored, insulted, and treated like an outcast by both her peers and her family.
Get out, Meg! Get out of the kitchen! Go on! Get out! 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 Out of the kitchen! Go on!
Unlike the rest of the Griffins, Meg doesn't have any wild or reckless personality traits. She's just a regular teenage girl who wants to fit in, be liked, and have a normal life. Unfortunately, no one seems to want anything to do with her, unless of course she gets a makeover. The instant she did, she suddenly became the hottest person in town.
Wow, great job getting hot, Meg!
Gee, thanks.
Hey, Meg.
Oh, hi, Craig.
Now that you're attractive, how about we go out sometime?
Gosh, I'd love to.
Meg keeps trying to find her place in the world. She's had a handful of love interests, but most either used her, rejected her, or were just as miserable as she was. She's dated a boy in a coma and another who died right after agreeing to be her boyfriend.
I love you, Meg.
Oh my god. No one's ever told me that before. This is the best night of my life.
This pretty much sums up her luck in love. But for all she's endured, Meg has had moments where she snaps and stands up for herself. When she returned from prison after harboring her fugitive ex-boyfriend, she was completely different. She made it her mission to prove to everyone, including Peter and her school bullies, she was stronger now.
Hey, Meg, are you gonna take those soda cans to the Shaw Skank Redemption Center?
And speaking of a stronger Griffin, that brings us to King Arthur Griffin. King Arthur Griffin is an ancestor of Peter Griffin. Guinevere offered to make love to him if he could pull Excalibur out of the stone.
Wow, no Griffin's been this powerful since my ancestor, King Arthur Griffin.
Oh, Arthur, if you are able to draw the sword from the stone and prove to me you truly are the sole king of Camelot, I will make love to you right here in the clearing.
What if I could just move it an inch?
Another strong but modern-day Griffin is Karen Griffin. Karen Griffin, aka Heavy Flow, is Peter's wrestling-obsessed sister who bullies him just as much as he bullies Meg. She shows up to spend Thanksgiving with Peter's family and resumes bullying Peter. At first, Meg enjoys the table turning until Karen takes it too far. Teaming up with Peter, she smacks Karen with a chair mid-match, putting her in a coma. Peter, ever the caring brother, refuses to check if he can donate blood.
Hello? No, I think I'm a different blood type. No, I don't want to check. Doctor says there's nothing they can do.
While Karen is an accomplished wrestler, there are other Griffins with different talents and gifts. Ella Fitzgerald Griffin. Ella Fitzgerald Griffin is Peter's jazz-singing grand aunt. She has a voice so good that during a performance, it shattered a champagne glass right into her pianist, Ray Charles's eyes. Other famous Griffins also existed. Moses Griffin. Moses Griffin was the prophet that led the Jews out of Egypt. He also handed them the 10 Commandments to follow.
More Jolly Ranchers, they're all gone. Commandment number 4, when we pass a billboard, please don't read it out loud, all right? Now come on, let's get going.
Ooh, look at that! Danny Gans, Entertainer of the Year!
What did I say?
He's a blatant parody of the Hebrew prophet Moses, but while Moses Griffin liberated the Jews, this other Griffins did different. Peter Hitler. Peter Hitler was Peter Griffin's great uncle and brother of Adolf Hitler. He was always annoying to Adolf and interrupted him during his Nazi stuff. He helped Adolf get great feedback from a rally, but this was also to Adolf's annoyance.
Well, it sure would suck if you guys died without hearing the story of my great-uncle Peter Hitler, who was Adolf's favorite brother. Knock, knock. Hey there, bro. How's it going? Getting a lot of positive feedback about that rally. A lot of positive feedback.
Look, Peter, I want you to move out.
What?
You can't live here anymore. You're a pain in my ass. I want you out.
Oh, come on, man. That's not fair. Look, if this is about the whole me leaving the seat up thing, I mean, that's...
Then there's also Ulysses S. Griffin. Ulysses Griffin was Peter Griffin's great-great-uncle. He was the head general of the Union Army during the American Civil War. He ended the Civil War by defeating Robert E. Lee in a beer-drinking contest. With the win came some negotiations.
What are you talking about? I'm a born leader. Like my great-great-uncle Ulysses S. Griffin. Chug-a-lug, 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 chug-a-lug. Yeah! Woo! How's that, Robert E. Lee? All right, no more slaves. But we still don't have to read books. Deal. Yeah! Woo!
Thaddeus Griffin. Thaddeus is Peter's evil twin who shows up in the episode Mother Tucker, worrying about his inheritance when Thelma announces she's divorcing Francis. He has a classic villain mustache and a cape to go with it.
Margaret.
Boy, this is really going to upset my evil brother Thaddeus. Yeah, this will surely affect my inheritance. Yeah.
In Brothers and Sisters, Peter hilariously contradicts this by claiming he has a broster, half-brother, half-sister. King of Denmark Griffin. King of Denmark Griffin is Peter's 14th century ancestor. He has a heart attack while feasting, but couldn't be saved in time because of the very long dinner table.
More wine, more women, more table.
Jabba the Griffin. Jabba the Griffin, Chris's great-great-uncle, proves obesity runs deep in the family. He appeared on the show when Peter mentioned that Chris came from a long line of husky Griffins. Princess Leia from Star Wars is also somehow Jabba's slave.
Jabba the Griffin. Raja Nabadua Gola Walkie Nipple Pinchy.
Todd Griffin. Todd was the family's pre-Brian dog, living 15 years before being put down due to, well, family concerns about his loss of bowel control. In true Griffin fashion, Peter tricked him into thinking they were off to the park when, really, it was his final trip to the vet.
Did you call me?
Yeah, I thought we'd go to the park, Todd.
Oh, you're not taking me to the vet, are you?
No, just a nice day at the park.
I'm a little worried that you're gonna have me put down. I know there's been some concern about my sphincter's low shutter speed.
No, we're just going to the park, Todd.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll enjoy the ride then.
The Basement Family. The Basement Family is a pale, malnourished version of the Griffins living under the house, with Peter somehow fathering both families. While the main Griffins deal with issues that normal people deal with, the Basement Family struggles with more primal concerns like figuring out not to eat raw meat.
Well, now that I've wrapped things up with you guys, I better wrap things up with my Basement Family. Well, did you guys learn your lesson about eating uncooked antelope?
But that's not the only diabolic Griffin family out there, as Stewie and Brian also have theirs. Stewie and Brian's children. In Stewie is Enciente, Stewie, desperate to keep Brian close, takes an extreme approach, impregnating himself with Brian's DNA. Brian is horrified, but when Stewie's water breaks at McBurgertown, he's forced to deliver their bizarre offspring in his car.
Oh, it's coming! Oh, can you see the head? I don't know where to look, but maybe you should look at the part of me where there's a baby coming out. Oh!
The babies are less than perfect, to put it mildly. Stewie favors the attractive ones, and Brian bonds with Finn, mostly because he looks like him.
That one looks just like you. Oh. Well, you know what? I guess he does.
As their mutant brood dwindles, the two realize their rift was just a matter of miscommunication. So what was the solution to the ugly-looking brood of kids they had made? They dumped the surviving kids at a shelter and moved on like nothing happened. Rufus Griffin. Rufus Griffin, Peter's cousin, was a black actor who supposedly starred in a lineup of hilariously titled blaxploitation films, including Caddy Black, Black Draft, and Black to the Future.
Pure exploitation.
No, it's not. Those films my cousin Rufus used to do were pure exploitation.
From the cats who brought you Caddy Black, Black Draft, and Black Kramer vs. Kramer comes a funky flick so bad you're gonna say, damn, that's funky.
Huck Griffin. Huck Griffin is Peter's great-grandfather and his inspiration to Love Boats. According to Peter, Huck Griffin rafted down the Mississippi and they both had quite the bonding time together.
Said about, I never even knew you liked boats. Hey, boating's in my blood. Ever since my great-grandfather, Huck Griffin, rafted down the mighty Mississippi.
What did you just call me?
I thought that was your name.
That is our word. You've got no right using it.
Hey, I'm cool. No problem. Could you pass me the N-word, Jim?
Thank you.
Josiah Griffin. Josiah Griffin, Peter's grandfather, was among the men working at Warner Bros. Who created Bugs Bunny. Josiah, however, has a different name he wanted the character to be called.
Country's most beloved cartoon characters.
Okay, we've narrowed it down to 2 possible names. All in favor of Bugs Bunny? And all in favor of Ephraim the Retarded Rabbit.
Oh, you can all go to hell!
The Griffin lineage still extends further. Angus Griffin. Angus Griffin is Peter's great-great-great-uncle, and according to Peter's claims, Angus invented golf.
I tell you, Peter, I wish I'd taken this up years ago. Yeah, you know, my great-great-great-uncle Angus Griffin invented the game. So we're all clear on the rules then. No Jews and no blacks. Aye.
Tmas Griffin. Tmas Griffin was a great-great-great-grandparent of Peter Griffin, who was a philosopher in his time.
And his great-grandpa was Tmas Griffin, a great philosopher.
Thomas, would you please go look for a job?
Why?
Peter's hairless twin. Peter's hairless twin is the unfortunate sibling he keeps locked in a storm shed.
Close the door! The moonlight burns!
It's almost Christmas. Christmas?
When Carter, Lois's billionaire father, announces Chris as his sole heir, a sudden crash startles the family. Peter grabs a shotgun, heads outside, a shot rings out, then only the hairless twin returns.
Oh no, my hairless twin got out! Hello, family. Let's eat all the garbage we want.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to check out this other video of most loved versus most hated Family Guy character.